The secret to losing belly fat is the food that you're getting in the grocery store. You got to make sure it keeps you full and satisfied. And satisfied means that this food needs to be something tasty for you, but also healthy and in line with your calories and your macros. So in today's video, we're going to go over my grocery haul, what I'm eating for breakfast, lunch, dinner, my top tips for craving. And so I don't go on a tangent, I even put down my different things right here that we're going to be talking about. So y'all jump in, get your pen and paper, and get ready to take some notes because I have all the tips for you today. So first things first, if you are new to eating healthy, you're gonna need some tissue because when you increase protein and fiber, and my people that are watching this, y'all know what I'm talking about, things can get a little, anyways. By the way, I'm pretty sure you're a super busy parent, professional, or both, and have a lot going on in life. I do online curbside ordering for my groceries. I highly recommend that you do the same because you're gonna save a world of headache and cravings because there ain't nothing worse than grocery shopping when you're hungry. So the first tip for grocery shopping is to make sure you actually lead with the meals that you want to eat, not the food, but the meals. The reason you want to lead with your favorite meals is because it makes it that much easier for you to build up a database of different recipes that you like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And also, it makes it easier to make a grocery list. So instead of thinking, oh, do I need oranges? Do I need apples? Think, what kind of whole things do I want to snack on? Okay, I like yogurt. Okay, I like yogurt with fruit. Okay, now cool. What kind of yogurt am I going to choose? What kind of fruit am I going to pair with that? Or maybe I want to have a salad. So this is my little salad kit right here that I got. And with this salad, okay, I need some protein. So, okay, I want to maybe put some chicken with this salad for my protein. And maybe I want to have some rice to the side for a carb, or maybe I want to have some easy snackable fruits like some blueberries to the side. So you want to think about the meals first because that makes it much easier if you get the ideas of the foods you actually want to eat. Now, when I'm doing my meals, I think about like literally my favorite restaurant meals. So one thing I really love, I love Mediterranean foods. So I have cucumbers here. I have my red onions. I have some Roma tomatoes here to dice up. I have some salad mix right here. I'm going to dice and chop that up. I'm going to put like a little bit of rice in there, and then I have some ground beef. I can make a Mediterranean bowl. Now, already that's not inside of here. I got some different Caesar dressings and sriracha. I like to drizzle over my stuff. Tastes really good, almost like I'm getting it out the restaurant, but I'm getting way less calories. Now, if you like tips like this, make sure you go down the first link in my description and get my Body Recomp newsletter. I send you free tips every single morning straight to your inbox. Go ahead, get access right now. So let's get into what I'm eating for breakfast. I'm a busy guy, and I'm pretty sure you're a busy person watching this as well. So when you're doing breakfast, you want to have something that's easy to make. Now, personally, I've tried the whole meal prepping breakfast thing, and it has its use case scenarios, maybe like meal prep scramble bowls, breakfast wraps that you can use, or even like some egg muffins. But while it's cool, they really last like 2-3 days, and I like to keep it real with y'all. I'm just not the biggest fan for it. I have extra 5 minutes to make my breakfast in the morning, so I just go ahead and use that extra 5 minutes. So what I like to do for my breakfast is literally, I'll take 2 of these eggs right here, hard boiled. I have uncured turkey bacon specifically. It's uncured. This has about 6 grams of protein per slice. And so just 2 of these and 2 eggs, I'm already at 22 grams of protein. And then I compare that up with, we'll get to this little secret hack later in the video. I compare that with my protein oatmeal that I get. And this protein oatmeal has 10 grams of protein in it. So literally just pairing all that up, I'm already at 32 grams of protein. And the cool thing is this oatmeal, literally 20 seconds, put it in the bowl, put some water in, mix it up. I set it in the microwave for a minute, heat it up, I go get it on the laptop. And while this absorbs, these are cooling down. And so the eggs, I just hard boil those. Again, fill up some a boiler pot for like 30 seconds, put your eggs in there, boom, 350 in the oven. I set my turkey bacon inside the oven, that bakes through, and literally everything, I can just set it for like 15 minutes, come back, my breakfast ready. I've only used probably like 2-3 minutes of my actual time to get that breakfast prepared, and it's fresh. And what's another thing too about, little hack about cooking, y'all, is when you're eating your meals, just use fresh ingredients. Like that really does help. If it's something you can put together rather quickly, then maybe just season your meats ahead, or just get ready to kind of cook or pre-dice your vegetables ahead so you can have it more fresh. Because if you ever noticed, if you went to like a Cava or like a Chipotle with a healthy option for food, or if you went to like a salad bar, you get the point. You enjoyed that meal, even though it was healthy ingredients that you could normally do at home, but it was freshly made. So that's another little hack that y'all can use. Now, that's just my staple breakfast, honestly. I have extra free meal plans down below. So if you click the link for Meal Plan Mastery in the description, then you can get some meal plans that I use as well too. But I have my staple breakfast. That's what I like to do. Now, if I feel real fancy, then I might actually combine some of these egg whites with these eggs here to stretch even more protein, but also make me a little scramble of omelet. I might dice some onions and some tomatoes up into that as well too. And bada bing, bada boom, I got me a nice omelet. If I'm feeling real fancy, I'll even sizzle some bacon and have some uncured turkey bacon bits and put that inside my omelet too, right? But that's if I have time. Usually I might do it like on a weekend or something if I'm making a healthy brunch at home for myself. Now, moving on to lunch. What I'm gonna be doing for lunch, y'all, is I have my jasmine rice right here. So I steam my rice the old-fashioned way. I don't have a rice cooker. I just like the way. It took me a lot of years to learn how to cook rice, and so I like to steam mine the old school way. But you can use a rice cooker as well too. But I steam about 4 or 5 days worth of rice, and I kind of use an arbitrary amount, but pretty much I'm using at least about a 200 calorie serving per day of this jasmine rice that I'll steam out. So I'll measure out to have enough of this rice that lasts 5 days. And I just kind of scoop that 1,000 calories worth out, spread it across 5 meals, and I'm good to go. Now I'll steam that rice, and then I'll dice up some of this chicken, not chicken. I'll dice up some of this ground beef. I'm using 90% lean ground beef. That's just because it was on sale. But I'm using that, and literally beef and rice. That could be a meal all on its own. Usually I'll do like a pre-workout meal, but if I want to make a whole meal out of it, then what I'll actually do, again, I'll dice some of these cucumbers, make me a little Mediterranean bowl out of it. Dice some of these tomatoes and some of my onion right here, my red onion, and then hidden over here, you can't really see. I got a little squeeze of lime that I'll put on top of there, and it's a magical experience. All right, really good. Now, don't forget to season y'all food, y'all. I'm not going to do a seasoning video right here, but as long as you're not using like a bunch of oils and heavy salt and stuff like that, like please season your food. These do not have to be bland options that I'm talking about here. All right. Now for dinner, I got something a little bit special. So this week specifically, I'm gonna let y'all in one of my secret recipes. So I have the chickpea pen pasta right here. Now, when you boil this, well, let's talk about the macros first. So in this right here, a 2-ounce serving of this can fill up an entire big dinner plate. And out of that 2-ounce serving of these noodles, you're getting 340 calories, 6 grams of fat. You have 61 grams of carbs. However, there's 15 grams of fiber. Now that means the 61 minus 15 is the less amount of carbs you're actually getting in, because your body doesn't intake carbs and fiber as actual calories. So that means we can actually subtract 60 calories from that 340 total number of this chickpea pen pasta, and that puts us at 280 calories for an entire plate of pasta. And not to mention, you're getting 21 grams of protein. This is the hack. This alone is probably more protein than y'all are getting in a single meal usually. All right, so use this hack right here. Now, what I'm gonna do with that, sometimes I'll make like a homemade chicken Alfredo sauce, but I don't feel like doing all those ingredients today. So what I'm actually gonna be doing is this chicken right here. I'm gonna be tossing my chicken breast inside of the crock pot, and I'm actually gonna be shredding mine up. It's just a little bit easier. Now, if you wanna pan sear this right here and dice and slice it up like that, like you do the chicken breast at Olive Garden, you can do that as well too. But I'm gonna be pretty much making me a chicken-based pasta, and I like tomatoes for my base sauce. So what I do is I'll put a little bit of this chicken bone broth right here. I'll have my Roma tomato here as well too. And to make it a little bit creamier, I have plain Greek yogurt. Now, hear me out. Now, you might be wondering, wait, plain Greek yogurt? Yes. So I make pretty much like a tomato-based sauce reduction. And I got some cooking wine back up in here too that I use as well. And when I'm done with cooking the chicken on the skillet, sometimes crock pot too, but when I'm done cooking the chicken on the skillet, then I keep that flavor and the seasoning on there. And then I start mixing in my plain Greek yogurt. I put some chicken bone broth, and specifically bone broth, because again, this bone broth has 9 grams protein per serving. So we're just trying to get steak protein in anywhere we can, y'all. And then for like a little more zing, a little more zest, I'll put a little bit of this ranch packet of seasoning in there, just a little bit. You kind of got to taste it as you're going. And then over here, I have some shallots. That's a root vegetable for some of y'all that don't know, but I have some shallot right here. It gives a really good kick to it. And then I have some lime. So sometimes if I'm feeling fancy, I'll do some lime zest. If I'm feeling lazy, then I'll just cut it in half, squeeze some lime juice in there, and I reduce it. And then the last thing I have inside the fridge right here is some tomato paste. I didn't put that in here because I already had that in that grocery haul earlier. Tomato paste costs like 80 cents. You can get the more fancier brand for a more richer taste, but Again, I'm not trying to break the bank here. I'm just trying to break my body goals. All right. So that's what I'll do for like a nice tomato-based sauce. It's creamy, especially when you do this plain Greek yogurt. And the reason I'm using that plain Greek yogurt for this pasta-based recipe is because it has just a few grams of carbs, just about 6 grams, but it has 0 fat. It has 14 grams of protein in the serving. So pretty much I'm getting a nice saucy kind of mix, kind of meal, but it's just this Greek yogurt in here. Now, if you want to spice it up the flavor just a little bit, then you can use like the grass-fed butter. That'll really help you out. Now, that is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you might be wondering, what do you do for snacks? So me personally, like there are some snacks you can use. The main one that I like right here is I get these Oikos Greek yogurt packs. This is 20 grams of protein inside this pack right here. And then I'll pair that up with a handful of blueberries, just a handful. And that handful of blueberries literally is like 40, 50 calories. So like you're still super low on the macros as far as your protein count. And I have over there some dark chocolate bits that I'll put inside of this. And it makes me like a nice little high protein smoothie bowl. The dark chocolate and the blueberries adds enough crunch and sweetness texture that I need to kind of keep me going. Now, again, we're trying to shred fat and really reveal those body goals and those muscles. So how can you go about that? So what I do, y'all, I have this right here. This is a Mio squeezable. I got the strawberry watermelon flavor. And then I have apple cider vinegar. So this is my secret fat loss cocktail that I don't really tell anybody about. So what I do here, I just get any kind of sparkling water that I feel like. You can get an unflavored one if you want, but I like to get the flavored one. So I have the peach sweet sparkling water, 0 calories, of course. And what you're gonna do is you put just 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in here. You're gonna put your squeezable. We're gonna put that just a little bit of sparkling water inside of there. Matter of fact, let's make one. So I like making mine in a wine glass. And so here's how I'm gonna make it. First thing I do is I put just a little squeeze inside of here. A little bit does a lot with this. Like that's literally all you need inside of there. So a little bit of squeeze of that Mio. Now I'm gonna do an arbitrary amount of this apple cider vinegar. I got the one with the mother, by the way. Honestly, I forgot why it was better, but that's just the one that everybody says to get. So honestly, I got it. This is coming from a certified nutrition coach, right? Anyway, put an arbitrary amount, just about what looks like or feels like a tablespoon inside of there. Very spicy, so be careful. The reason I like the sparkling water, you can do this with regular water as well too. But the reason I like sparkling water, that fizz, that bubbling, it just helps keep me full, especially after a meal. And all this is 0 calorie. It's the perfect mixture. So then I have my Mio. I have my apple cider vinegar in here. I'll go ahead and crack this open. Now, first I put a small amount inside of here. I'm just gonna get a nice little stir. So I want like a nice base of the apple cider vinegar, the Mio, and then the sparkling water. And plus I don't want to stir all that sparkling water in there because it might fizz up too much. And then once that's done, I'll go ahead and fill it back up some more. And to make it stretch, I use just about most of this can. Come in, give it another little stir. If you want even more flavor, I mean, you should be pretty good at this point, but if you have like a 0 calorie sweetener, it's really gonna help out. But to get a little taste test. I'm not gonna lie. This tastes like Sprite. It tastes like a strawberry watermelon Sprite. Like I'm not even exaggerating, y'all. When I make like food content and stuff like that, I don't cap about the flavor and stuff. If this was disgusting, I would tell you. But this, I'm gonna finish it off camera. But yeah, that's pretty good right there. So I just gave y'all one of my top appetite hacks. So that's like a 0 calorie appetite hack snack. So I'm really craving. I just need to get some flavor inside of my stomach on these taste buds. And I know I don't want to take any more calories in. That's what I do, and it curbs everything for me. But if you just can't, you just need something sweet to eat, I got you. These right here, y'all, are freaking delicious. Like, so, okay, so I've had like a lot of different protein ice cream bars and, pints and stuff. This is the vanilla dark chocolate almond one. Y'all, 1 bar, 9 grams of fat, 18 grams of carbs, but 5 grams of fiber. That means in 1 bar is only 13 grams of carbs, y'all. That's barely over 50 calories. And then I'm getting 5 grams of protein inside that bar as well too. Overall, 140 calories for 1 bar. A lot of y'all got the Haagen-Dazs or whatever other brand of ice cream bars out there. You're getting like 500 calories per bar. I'm only getting 140. So let's say you walked all day, you worked out, you've been on top of your macros, your calorie plan, and your deficit is 500, but you just can't like kick that craving. You just need to kind of scratch that itch. Well, 140 calories. And guess what? Even if you ate the whole box, it's only 570 calories. Not to mention 21 of those is fiber. Make sure you got your tissue ready. We got 20 grams of protein in there, about 35 grams of fat. Yeah, you're going to be upping your calories, but it's a lot better than downing an entire half gallon or a pint of ice cream, right? Haagen-Dazs. That's all for this video. And if you want to learn how to lose fat with your grocery list, then I want you to actually take your favorite meals, watch this video right here, and dive into how to create a fat loss meal plan using AI. You're going to be done in minutes using my system right here. The ChatGPT prompts are included as well too. So go check that video out. Peace out.